All right.
As set as I gotta be.
Yeah, that's excellent connection. We should be, because I got a brand new Wi-Fi card in my PC. This is On the Stick After Dark. My name is Joe Drilling. And joining me, as usual, is the one, the only, the Eric, the Steven, the Alan.
Hello, Joe.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Ooh.
I'm doing all right.
What are you playing tonight?
I am playing Balatro, which
Yeah.
the trailer says Balatro, but then I read an interview with the guy who made it, Local Thunk, and he said it can be pronounced any way you want.
They're descriptivists.
Yes. So I'm playing Balatro, which is a poker. It is a roguelike
It's a poker
deck builder. Yes, that uses
It's a math game.
Yeah, it's a roguelike deck builder that uses the rules of poker as a scoring system and has like a haunted video poker aesthetic to it. But it is not a poker game. Like if you're expecting like a Vegas Dream, Vegas Stakes, style casino game, or even like a Zachtronic Solitaire Collection solitaire style game, this game is not that game. This game is more like Slay the Spire than it is like any of those.
But ostensibly based around a regular deck of cards and regular poker hands.
Ostensibly, yes.
That can be modified.
That can
in
be
myriad.
Yes. So I feel like this has been like the surprise indie hit of the season, or maybe of the year. So
Not surprised for us because we
No.
haven't played the demo
That's right. Yeah.
last year. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I was surprised to see it sold 1 million copies in its first month, and I'm really happy for everybody involved. That's super cool. So if you're watching this and you're not familiar, you have no idea what this is. I've got a bunch of the decks unlocked, but not all of them. So the red deck is the one you start with. It gives you a bonus discard. The blue deck gives you a bonus hand, which is way better than a bonus discard, in my opinion. Yellow deck starts with 10 extra bucks. That's the one I've done the best with, as you can... This little thing on the right will show you, just how far I've gotten, basically. That's how many clears you have on the right there. So green deck is weird. It's at the end of so there's normally a mechanic about getting interest for the money you have. You don't get that with this deck. You get $2 per remaining hand and $1 per remaining discard, which is a very good deal at the beginning and a really shit deal at the end.
Do me a favor, would you, and
what?
stick that up in Discord?
I was actually just gonna do that. I was just thinking that. Yeah, give me a second. So the black deck, while I'm getting this set up, and I'm gonna Discord this over to everybody so they can see it in real time. The black deck is it's the worst
You get an
one
extra
in
Joker
my
slot.
opinion. Yes, you get an extra,
Individual
but
hand.
but you lose a hand, and the penalty for the lost hand I feel is too punitive.
It's hard. Would probably be like a better scaling deck, right? Like it's hard to get started, but good once you're rolling.
Yes, the black deck is a hard carry. Like if you can make it through the first ante, or the first ante, and get the paintbrush, which is a voucher that gives you an extra hand, then you're like back to even right away. And you had to spend some money to do it, but like that's not that bad. But this is by far the deck that's
If
taken
you
me the
don't have,
longest to get
like
a win
not
with.
having a hand isn't the worst thing. You just have to get some decent mult jokers early, so that way
Yes.
it doesn't hurt you so much. That's
I
all.
actually feel like I'd probably be better with the black deck now because I've played so much more of it since I was on the struggle bus with it originally. Magic deck starts with a certain item, which gives you an extra
Normally
space
you
to
can
carry
have two
things.
consumable cards, but you can have 3.
Yeah, you can have 3. And 2 copies of a tarot card that duplicates power-up cards, which is very, very... This is actually... This deck and the yellow deck are the ones that I think are kind of the most...
Yellow is the one
valuable.
that I've made it the deepest in with the...
Yeah, same.
with the because as you if you beat a run with a deck, then you can unlock a more difficult version of the game,
Right.
like a mode that's more difficult to play. And I'm up to I've beaten all but 2 of those.
Of the challenges?
No, of the stakes
of
with the yellow
stakes?
deck.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you've unlocked all the decks. I haven't done that yet.
No, I have one more deck to go.
Okay. So Nebula deck starts with the telescope, which is the thing that... What is the telescope? Oh, Celestial Packs always contain... You always level up the hand that you have, that you've played the most of, which can be valuable, but there's diminishing returns on leveling up hands. Once you get past about level 10, it's kind of not really worth the money anymore.
I mean, there's a certain point where you'll probably have enough money that you might as
It
well
doesn't
just
really
do it.
matter, yeah, I suppose. But, like, jokers that give you, like, multiplier are better. I'm trying to introduce the game, and I'm explaining mechanics that people that haven't
Deep
even seen
mechanics
have never
that
seen,
you probably should just play.
Yeah,
it
I'll just
first.
play a game. I'll just use the yellow decks. Yeah, but I'll start on the white stake just because I actually still have a couple things I need to unlock, and I never want to like.
I've beaten a run with all of the decks that I've unlocked so far.
Mhm.
And I only have one deck left to unlock.
It's the
And I've done like
plasma deck,
11
I
of the
think.
20 challenge mode challenges.
Hmm.
And I've made it. I got the achievement for like $1 billion hand, but I still haven't made it into the scientific notation scores because
I've
you
seen a
kind of have
couple
to.
of those, yeah.
You kind of have to have a really perfect run to do that.
Yeah.
Also, at first I was kind of going about it wrong. It's hard. It's a hard thing to pull off because you need to modify the cards in your deck and then re-trigger those modified cards. More so than like having jokers that give you like to get to that point is like a different mode of play than just trying to get a victory. Because as you can see at the bottom there, it says ante 1 of 8. So an ante is 3 rounds, and so if you can beat the 8th ante, then you get a win. But then you can keep playing after that, and usually the final ante is like a few 100,000 points, and then after that it goes to like, I think the boss blind on the next set is like 7 million, and then it's like 18 million or something.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I think I got past the 7 million one once.
Yeah, I've managed to do that a couple times, but it's pretty tough.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is the shop page. Your goal is to get a bunch of stuff from the shop to be able to get these increasingly high scores to continue in the game. So, there's a couple of food ones that expire. Yeah, I'm definitely going to buy the Spectral Pack. So, these are booster packs of cards. They can have jokers, they can have planet cards, they can have tarot cards, and they can have
upgrade your individual hand so you can like make a flush more powerful or whatever.
Yeah. The weirdest are the spectral ones, but you always open them because the only way to get legendary jokers is to find them in spectral packs. Apparently they can occasionally appear in tarot packs, I think I've been told. I've never seen it myself.
Yeah, I think there's a tarot card that can give you a legendary joker or something. I don't know. I haven't seen that.
So I've been playing this game for almost 100 hours. I've gotten one legendary joker the whole time that I've been playing it. And I buy every spectral pack I see. Well, I don't have any jokers, so I guess we'll do the aces. So like this is a decent thing to start with because 100 chips is actually like pretty, like in the early levels, this joker alone will clear a run on one hand.
Can win you the first couple of antes, kind of.
Yeah.
And then you just have to remember to sell it before it expires, because if it expires, you don't get anything.
You get nothing for it. Yeah.
I'd probably skip this blind.
Yeah, so skipping a blind, you don't get the money that you would earn for the blind, obviously, but you do get a tag, which has an effect.
And this one would give you a guarantee that you would pull a Joker that has a polychrome effect, which means that you get the effect of the Joker plus times 1.5 molt.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good. I don't know.
I mean, 1.5.
I always try for it because like that's if you hit the nuts on one of those, then that could be like a game winner right off the bat.
Yes.
Although sometimes you pull something that kind of sucks and it doesn't matter.
Right. Or something like an ice cream where it's like, yeah, I have it, but it's gonna eat itself.
Yeah.
Eventually. Although I don't know if you get a polychrome, like if you get a modified Gros Michel, I don't know if you get automatically pull the modified Cavendish when it appears. So like pretty good Smiley Face is pretty good, yeah.
So you guys do realize that none of this means anything to someone who's not played the game, right?
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, you gotta watch.
Kind of. Yeah. So, right. So the basics of it are. I'm gonna get a tarot card. So Arcana packs have tarot cards. They modify your deck usually, but sometimes like they give you free money, like this one. But usually you're changing something about your deck.
Also, the game only has one song, and it's the best piece of game music for this year. So
that's true. All right, so I'm gonna skip this one too.
That straight one could be pretty good.
Yeah, the Luchador one can be really good too, though, depending on what kind of terrible boss blind.
If you get a boss blind that fucks you.
Yeah, but I think the straight one is a better call. All right, so you're dealt a hand of 8 cards by default. There are things that modify that. You get 4 hands per round.
Sometimes more, sometimes less.
Right. You get 4 hands per round. That's, again, default. Sometimes more, sometimes less. Discards 3. Again, default. Things can change all of these values.
You can discard up to 5 cards. And your goal is basically just to make the best hand that you can. So, like, this is the one thing that is like poker where, there you go. High card pair to pair. And then there's, like, points. You get a certain number of points and a certain number of multiplier of those points based on the hand that you play.
Right. Yeah. So you can see here a straight flush, which is not the best game in this hand.
Yeah, a high card is worth 5 points. A straight flush is worth 800 points.
Right. Plus the value of the cards. So
plus the value of the cards, plus then the value of the jokers stacked on top of that.
Right. But the base math of your first hand you play in this game is going to be this, whatever this value is for the hand itself. And you can always open this screen if you're not if you're not a big poker player and you don't know, like, oh, what's better, a flush or a straight, 2 pair, 3 of a kind, or whatever. If you're not familiar with the game, you can just open this screen literally at any time and see what each hand is by mousing over it and how much it's worth. And then you can also see how many times you've played it, which is what I use it for the most, because there's a bunch of effects that will happen depending on this number.
But it's also because that's like we were talking about, the planet cards can level those hands up so they give you more points.
Right. Yeah, right. So yeah, where it says the level 1, if the planet cards will up these. Also, there are 3 secret hands that are not possible in regular poker. But are possible in this game. So
you can make a flush house.
6 aces.
So that's
5 of a kind.
It's because you can only play up to 5 cards per hand. So 5 of a kind, flush house, which is a full house where all the cards are the same suit.
And flush 5 is the highest.
Where you play 5 of the same suit of card.
And flush. I don't even remember.
If you can make that hand, then that's when you maybe have a chance to start getting into the hundreds of billions of points and really.
Right. So now, before my strategy was play the best hand that you can get, because with no modifiers, you basically have to go for attainable hands that will score high. So usually when you're starting a run, and I'm not a super high, like I don't have any gold stake wins or anything like that, so But in my experience, starting with like full houses and flushes that's like kind of the middle
Right, if
point
you
of this is a
flop,
good
like,
value.
suit,
Yeah.
then it's usually a pretty good bet that you'll get the flush, and then the first couple of rounds you can beat with just 1 or 2 flushes.
Or 1 or
so
2
it's not
full
bad.
houses, or 1 of each. Yeah.
Straights, you can do straights too sometimes if you flop like four
Yeah.
straights or 4 in a row or whatever.
But now I have this thing that gives me times. So there's 2 numbers that dictate your score. There's your chips and your malt. Which, if we go back to this screen, the blue number is the chips and the red number is the malt. So these 2 numbers get multiplied together. You can get a malt multiplier, which is the key to getting high scoring hands in this game. So this polychrome smiley face, any Joker that's polychrome, in addition to its normal effect, gives you 1.5 times your malt, your red number. And this card is a rare Joker, and this gives me times 3 of the red number whenever there's a straight played. So I'm gonna now like move my strategy to playing straights as much as I can, and ideally probably low ones, because the Fibonacci, like if I could play ace 2 3 4 5, that's gonna get another 8 malt for the ace, the 2, the 3, and the 5, which will then be added to the red number and then multiplied by this. And part of the strategy here also is arranging your jokers. Yeah, or face cards are good because of the smiley face. But arranging your jokers in a way that they trigger in the correct order, so you can like move them around. But you would never want to do this because it does them from left to right. So the times 3 mult you want after any other bonus mult has been applied. Then you want the big multiplier at the far right. So we're gonna play the straight and we'll see what happens.
Also, you're going to go into the game options and increase the game speed, or I'm going to fucking die.
It starts to
I
go.
don't know how you can play the game. I don't know how you can play the game like this.
I turned it up and it actually bothered me. Like it was going too fast.
It's so awful. Oh my god. I think I have more wins than even like half the game time. I think because I play the game speed at as fast
at
as
full.
it'll go.
I mean,
Yeah. That's fine. You can do it however you want, but it's just...
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't especially like playing it this way. So this is another Joker that I don't... This is one of my favorite Jokers. I feel like it's one of the most reliable and consistent ones. This is also a Joker that's really good if you're trying to build a deck around low card or pair, or 2-pair, because those are things that you can play multiple times in a hand very easily and get the bonus from this. We'll open an Arcana pack for fun. Okay, we'll save that and we'll use that in the next round.
I mean, Arcana packs are actually like the best.
They're the best thing, yeah.
Most consistent way to like build a good deck.
Cards drawn face down after each hand displayed. This is one of those boss blinds that I always... So every ante has a boss blind, and the boss blind has a special ability. In this case, it's when you play cards down and then draw new ones, they're face down. So you can flip between rank and suit, and you can kind of maybe figure out what they are, but if you have a whole handful of face down cards, just to play whatever, basically. So we have ace 2 3 4.
So I think I mentioned this before. I played the demo for Balatro, and I thought it was very compelling, but I got the impression I might wind up getting like kind of addicted to this game and play a ton of it.
Oh yeah,
I'm not 100% sure
how
much I would enjoy my time with it. So I was a little hesitant at first to get into it, but I do have a trip coming up, and this game is on the Switch, so there's a pretty good chance that I'm finally gonna try my hand, as it were.
That seems like a good. That seems like a good way to go about it.
Yeah. There's a mobile version coming out which a bunch of people are very excited for. I don't know whether I should be excited or scared at the prospect of a mobile version of this game.
Yeah, that's honestly what I really want, but I don't think it's going to be out in time for my trip, so I'm kind of like, yeah, maybe I just,
But that's what the Steam Deck is for.
well, not everybody has a Steam Deck, sir.
I mean, you can just get one.
I can also just get this game on the Switch for a little less.
It's true. It's true, and this is like something that will run completely, totally fine on a Switch too. So
You have heard me talking about all the renovations we're doing. There's
yeah.
not the Steam Deck money is not a thing that I have right now.
No room left in the budget for a Steam Deck.
You're working on there. 9877764.
Got it. Got what I was looking
Looks
for.
like an ultra straight.
Yeah, they didn't add like a pair of all the hands are still 5 cards or fewer. They didn't add any 6, 7, 8 card hands. You can only play 5 cards at a time.
Not yet. Anyway.
Not yet.
Okay,
yeah.
fair enough. This is already pretty intense.
The -1 hand size is not good, but a negative joker gives you an extra joker slot.
Yeah, the only problem is it's a random Joker.
Right. If I do this and it's the fucking ice,
If it
should I
goes on
sell
ice
the
cream,
ice cream?
can-
I'm just gonna sell it. I'm gonna sell the ice cream.
You can. What's your other card? What's the other one?
Card sharp
I
Fibonacci.
forgot what. No, I forget what Hex does.
Oh, it adds polychrome to 1 and destroys all your other
Oh.
jokers.
Yeah,
Card sharp got the negative. That is
that's all right, that's not
perfect.
bad.
I don't. That's.
I haven't really.
for this run.
There's got to be a way to make that work. Maybe with like a stone. I don't know. Not sure how to make that thing work.
Oh, the obelisk.
Yeah.
You have to. I
What's
had it
the
going.
golden ticket one. I don't have that one.
If you have a gold card in your hand, when you
Okay.
you playing them as well as
You get the
you get the $3 either way.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But I'm gonna take
You
the
have
scary
multiple
face to go along with the smiley face.
Yeah.
And
Honestly, what you want to do now is get something that is better for smaller hands, and then get rid of that
Yes.
straight.
yes. Although, hey, ace 2, 3, 4, 5. This is definitely gonna get us out of here right away because the Fibonacci is gonna take this thing to the moon. There you go. Yeah, this is too. I don't know. For me, part of what I like about this game is how chill it is, and when you turn the speed all the way up to fast, it stops feeling chill. I guess I don't know. I was playing it on the standard speed until you were here, and then you said something, and I bumped it up 1. And well, actually, I bumped it all the way up at first, and then it was like bothering me. It was like too fast. So then I
Immediately
bumped
when
it down
played
to the middle.
demo,
Like,
it was it drove it like immediately when I played the demo. It drove me crazy how fucking slow it moved. Like, I mean, like I said, you should play it how you like, but plus I've always got something. I'm usually watching something in the background while I'm playing.
Oh, I don't
so-
have enough money. What can I sell? What should I sell?
what is
Probably
that?
the scary face. It's the invisible Joker. After 3 rounds, you can sell it to. Oh wait, I don't need
I
to
don't
sell
know
any of my
that either.
Jokers. I can sell one of my. Oh, I can just use this Hermit. Duh. There we go. Boom. Yeah. So after 3 rounds of holding this, it will copy one of the random Jokers in my set, but it would remove negative
good.
from a copy, which is sort of lame. But yeah, pretty good otherwise. 1 7 cards get drawn. This is one of the easiest boss blinds. 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8, 10.
you should have dumped one of those 6s.
Yeah, I should have. I should probably dump this jack too. Of course, I would hate to. Oh, whatever. There you go. That's what I needed. Oh, shit. Wow.
Mm. Yeah, you don't have any way to. You need to play face cards or Fibonacci cards.
Yeah.
Because if you're just times 3ing like 4 twice, it's not that much.
What does it mean to play Fibonacci cards?
So the Fibonacci Joker.
The Joker gives you like +8 mult for like I forget what was the 2
Ace,
3
Ace 2 3 5
something.
8.
1 2 3 5 8.
Yeah.
And whatever
Yeah.
13 is.
Yeah,
Well, there is no third. It would be the
There's no
king,
13,
but there is no third. They don't count.
The king doesn't count.
King doesn't count.
I thought maybe it would count.
I feel like this is a time when the hack would actually be potentially really good. This is how you fuck up runs. Is you like get a Joker where you're like, oh, that could be really good, and then you sell one that you probably shouldn't sell to make room for one that you think is going to be good, and then everything goes to shit.
Before I did anything, I would probably. Oh, you don't have. Do you have enough? Yeah, I would buy that Mega Buffoon pack instead.
Yeah,
See what's in
that's
there.
a good point. I mean, I don't think I want to sell anything I have.
I don't know.
for any of
That
these.
misprint might get you the bolt you need to start like multiplying your molt. Because the face card, the face is just chips, right?
Yeah. Well, the smiley face is malt. The scary face is just
No,
chips.
the scary face. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably true. I don't need any of the rest of those. And I'm not going to take the buffoon. Oh! But we can... Not going to sell a Joker for that.
I'm also playing my own game while you're playing, so...
Yeah, the misprint to me is just... So this one, as you can see, it changes malt, how much malt it gives you every second, basically. And so it's super RNG. Like, sometimes it does nothing, and sometimes it gives you, like, an extra, you know, whatever. I think the highest it can go is 25.
On
or
average,
something.
though, it gives you, like, somewhere between 6 and 10.
See, if you have a good, like, 3 of a kind build going, like this, the half Joker is super good. Yeah. Yeah, see, like, okay, well, now I'd have to
I would dump that.
dump the straight,
that one,
and then take the 3 of a kind and the half Joker.
Well, we could do that, yeah.
Right?
You have enough money to do that? Oh, yeah, there you go. Get rid of that.
If I get rid of the misprint, then I do, yeah.
Yep. There you go. That's pretty good.
Yeah. This is a pretty good build, and this is going to duplicate something after the next round, so...
And 3 of a kinds aren't too hard to get, and also that's a pretty easy one to build towards with your Arcanas.
Right. Yeah, hey, I just got dealt one in my first hand.
You should win with this, really.
Oh, you mean get it, like, all the way to the end.
You should get it. Yeah, you should get it done with this.
Okay, so negative isn't copied, but polychrome is. So now I have... Now, like, what I should be doing now is trying to make as many face cards. Yeah, to make as many face cards as possible.
And also, yeah, buy that Hangman and get rid of some of those fucking 2s and 3s.
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, right, exactly.
I mean, you
bought
already bought that, so you might as well have picked one. Yeah.
I mean, I guess, but I mean, this one sucks.
I mean, sometimes you just have to play a high card or a pair or something to clear some shit out of your hand.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Let's get rid of this 4 and this 5, I guess. I mean, because yeah, what we really want here is the 3rd queen, and we got it. So.
Third Queen's also the name of my mystery book now. Not bad, right?
Yeah, no, that's good.
It's very believable.
So, the Space Joker is normally one I would take right away, but this arrangement actually might get rid of the Fibonacci. Because if I'm going to go hard on face cards, get rid of the Fibonacci, and then every time I do a 3 of a kind, it's got a 1 in 4 chance to upgrade.
Spectral
well, yeah,
first.
right. We might get a legendary Joker, but we won't because it doesn't happen to me. This I guess if you have only 1 or 2 Jokers, like it's early in the run, this is worth it. But oof, boy, that's a hard sell. Okay, sure. Put a gold seal on this 10 of spades.
You know it's got to be
the 10 of spades. Oh, Now I might sell this Fibonacci for the erosion if I'm going to start destroying cards to whittle down to having as many face cards as possible.
It's Constellation one's pretty good too. Takes a while to get rolling.
Yeah, but it takes a while to get rolling. And I've already got
also you have a bunch of
X-Malt already.
Yeah, you know that.
Okay, let's get rid of this. Take this.
But that's also one that's pretty easy to scale up to like ×5 or whatever.
Right. The Galaxy tag is one that's like, when it's the right hand, it's so good, right? It's like overpowered because you're like, oh, I'm going to gain 3 levels on, and when it's a hand you're not using or building towards, it's like, oh, okay, thanks.
Get that.
There you go.
There you go. Everything's coming up, Joe.
Is it worth taking the zany Joker? No, it's not.
Because it doesn't scale, right?
Doesn't
so
scale.
all you have to
This
do is get
will
rid
scale.
of 3 cards
Yeah, exactly.
to get equivalent or blow past it.
Exactly.
I mean, you could just play that flush.
I can. It's not gonna. Well, yeah. I mean, fuck it. It's not gonna give me. That's not bad, but. Oh, and then I pulled the 3rd queen. Available at booksellers everywhere.
Catch Eric on tour.
Shit.
God damn it.
Well, what do you got left in your deck?
Bunch of clubs. All the jacks except for the one that's in my hand right now.
Well, I'm just thinking so jacks and 7s are the ones you're most likely to pull the.
Right. But also, I want the face cards because they score better as those.
They're like.
Kings, there's 1. Queens, there's 1. Great. Okay. Whatever I do is going to be the wrong
Yeah,
decision.
play the pair and then. you could play the other pair and you'll get X3. That probably will get you there anyways, but then get rid of no, keep the 7.
Or
'cause
keep
you
the
got
7,
3 of
that's right,
those.
yeah.
But dump the 4 and that's there you go.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't know. Just if you just play a pair, you'll
The
get
pair
it
of jacks
anyways.
should get it anyways, yeah. There we go. That's not a bad Joker, but the
You know, you're not really
Spurs or
spamming
whatever
money, though.
is, yeah, I would say the Spurs one is better. Oh, this can give you a legendary, I think, right? It's the roll is
Probably,
super low,
yeah.
but I think you can get it from that.
I mean, steel cards are pretty good.
Yeah, steel cards are pretty good.
Or you could get rid of those 2s.
Can I get rid of? Can I get
Oh
rid
no,
of
you
them?
get that's Devil, not Hangman. Sorry.
I was gonna say, if I could get
What's
rid
Devil
of,
do? I forget. What does
so
Devil
it turns
do?
it into a gold card.
Oh, okay.
I think I'd rather have a steel card. Oh shit!
Oh, there you go.
What do we get rid of though? Oh, probably the erosion, huh?
Yeah, and then you could have a copy of the half Joker for now, or well, I don't know. It depends on.
If I can get the
Actually,
packs to ditch a bunch of cards, the erosion
I
is
would
better than
almost-
the half Joker.
Get rid of the 3 of a kind one, because then you can just play pairs and high cards.
That's true.
You know, but then after your second one, you'll get ×3 anyway.
Yeah.
So you only lose the
Good call.
first ×3, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, it's start it there and then move it
And
over
move
to
it
the
over.
×3 when you play the hand the second time.
And there's we got that.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't trigger anything, so it actually didn't matter. There's no reason to do that. Wah, wah. Actually, I can clear a bunch of this stuff out by playing a whole hand. Here we go.
Yeah. you
Oh,
need
Jesus.
to
I didn't move the blueprint over.
No, you didn't.
Fuck.
No, you didn't. You want some like a pair of face cards, anyways. Well, I was gonna say I would have probably dumped the gold cards too. Just
I mean, the difference between a pair and a high card at this, because neither of them are leveled up, it's not that much.
well,
The
no,
amount
but
of
you want like a
stuff I'm
playable
getting.
face card, so you can. But you trigger the face cards twice with the face
Right.
cards. So if
Well,
you have 2
right,
face
yeah.
cards, so a pair of face cards would give you
Oh,
8,
yeah,
16,
plus 16
molt
mult.
instead of 8
Yeah,
molt.
that's true.
And then you're multiplying that instead of.
I fucked up by forgetting to move the fucking blueprint.
There's actually
Stupid.
more going on in this game than it seems
Fucking
like a lot of times.
stupid, yeah. Yeah, that's for sure. Alright, well, let's see. Let's try this again. Uncommon Joker is not worth skipping a blind for. Although, in the
I don't
patch
know.
that's in beta right now, which I'm playing the current live actual version, but there is a beta patch that you can get on Steam by opting into the
Yeah.
experimental builds or whatever. The tags give a free uncommon Joker, or a free rare
Yeah,
Joker,
that-
or a free
all of a
negative
sudden-
Joker.
That's tough to pass up.
Yeah, that makes it hard.
I mean, I'll pick the negative Joker tag every time. just
Every
'cause it's
time.
a free slot. But
Yes, every time. Well, that changed rapidly. Okay.
is.
Of course. There we go.
Should I buy the bean?
I mean, it depends on how far in the run you are. It's pretty good.
Not really far, I don't think.
Or I should say, it can be pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Uh-oh. Spare trousers. You can build a whole run around spare trousers for sure. And actually, Supernova is a good pull this early in the game.
Play
too.
a lot of pairs.
Play a lot of pairs.
It definitely seems like the best thing to do would be to turn. You could just turn your whole deck into steel cards. I guess would be your.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, yeah, that's not a bad strategy. So what did I just do? What did I made it so I have a bunch of aces and a bunch of nines, and fewer kings and fewer eights. Right. So eights and kings are always a bad play now.
Hmm.
Motherfuckers. There we go. Now, a square joker would hit just perfect now, right? Because square joker lets...
Square Joker.
Yeah, the square joker gives you extra chips for every 4-card hand that you play. So if I'm playing a bunch of 2-pair, which is a pretty low hand, and pumping this up at the same time, a square joker would also get pumped up at the same time. Although this would not be optimal, but I don't have it yet anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Also, the spare trousers trigger if you play a full house or a flush house, because if the hand contains 2-pair, it works. It does not work, I found out last night, if you play a 4 of a kind, or the night before, or whatever. If you play 4 of a kind, it does not upgrade the spare trousers, which I think is kind of bullshit, because 4 of a kind technically is 2 pairs.
Yeah, kind of. Not in this house. It's not.
Yeah, I mean, apparently not.
Hey, you don't want to be able to make that argument, because next time you play 4 of a kind in a real poker game, someone's like, no, that's just 2 pairs.
Well, joke's on them, because I don't play real poker. So.
Well, case in point, this hand is worth too many points to not just play it, but
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good.
that should upgrade my spare trousers. I'm just saying.
Ugh. Can't split focus like this.
Yeah, let's take the extra interest. Extra interest is good.
Good.
We like it. We like extra interest. Oh, and a double tag. Always, my opinion, always skip the blind if it'll give you a double tab, because the double tag will give you 2 of something good later.
You can roll 2 bad negative jokers.
Of course. Oh, shit. That's not what I meant to do. So this is another one, the Gros Michel. Always, always, always buy this Joker, because so I didn't realize this for a while. If you have if it's late game and you have a perfect slate of Jokers and no space, I guess don't worry about it. But I didn't know this for the longest time. I found this out totally on accident. This has a 1 in 4 chance of being destroyed at the end of the round, but if it's destroyed, then later you can find a different Joker called the Cavendish.
Medium Michelle.
So apparently the Gros Michel was actually literally a type of banana that went extinct in the 50s.
I've told this story on the On the Stick podcast.
Have you? Have we had this conversation?
Oh yeah.
But anyways, so when the type of banana that we figured out to replace it is called the Cavendish. So the Cavendish gives you 3 times malt.
Scientists cracked a new banana.
So yes, they did. One that's not vulnerable to all the things that killed off the Gros Michel. The Cavendish banana Joker gives you 3 times malt and has a 1 in 1,000 chance of being destroyed at the end.
Right. Well, the problem is that bananas are all genetically, or specific types of bananas. They're all the plants are, because of the way that they cultivate new plants, they're genetically identical, and so all the banana farms I think it was in the 50s. There was a new kind of fungus showed up and killed all the Gros Michel banana trees because they were all genetically so similar. They had no way to
defense.
Make a defense. Yeah. And so then they were replaced by the Cavendish banana, which is the one that I think we're eating today. But there was a huge, though they were somewhat different, there were people that stopped eating bananas because they were slightly different. Because there's actually lots of different types of fruit that is kind of like a banana.
Yeah, we just had plantains.
Or there's just a lot of different types of bananas.
Or 2 weekends ago.
You know what else like a banana, Eric?
What's that?
Fruit flies.
It's true.
And how is that, Mike?
It's fruit flies like a banana.
Okay. Are you saying because
I
they're
get it.
genetically? Yeah.
It's one of my favorite stupid jokes.
I get it.
Time flies like an arrow. Fruit flies like a banana.
Is this a reference to something I'm not getting? I'm sorry.
There is a type of fly called a fruit fly that eats bananas and other fruit.
Okay.
But also flies means,
Travels.
Yes.
Okay, sure.
It's an old classic. I wouldn't expect you to know it.
That's why I'm asking if it's a reference to something that I'm not getting.
Oh shit. That's a good grab too. And now we're gonna double up on spectral packs. Let's see what kind of wacky shit we get up to here.
But anyway, the reason I brought that up on the podcast, how this is probably a decade ago at this point, was because there was a scare in the early 2010s that the Cavendish banana, there was a new fungus that was wiping out all of those, and then so there was some thinking that the thing that happened with the Gros Michel would happen with the Cavendish, and then we'd have to sell for a new banana. But I think they figured out how to save the banana trees.
Yeah. And I'm glad they did, because bananas are great. Love a good banana.
I mean, at least that one specific type of banana.
Well, I also like plantains, so... I guess it's not a
Let's do.
banana. It's
Yeah,
like
but would you cut one of those up and put it on cereal? Probably
No.
not.
No.
Yeah.
Retrigger all card held in hand abilities. I don't think I have really any of those to speak of right now. If I need to have a club and something else in my hand, is it a good idea to change some cards into clubs? Probably. I have more hearts than clubs.
Mm-hmm. Pretty rare that you don't flop a pair.
It is.
I always flop a pair. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
I'm not sure that means anything. That means
I
anything.
think it means you pull your balls out at the poker table.
Maybe. I don't know. We tried some. This is a very long time ago, probably like 20 years ago. We tried to do like a poker night with some of my local friends, and two of them like would bicker constantly, and then I lost my temper and like literally did the table flip almost. Like I picked the table up and dumped everything off and then kicked everybody out because I was so tired of listening to the fight over what the I don't even remember what they were fighting about now. It was a long time ago, but
When you play the pick up 2 card on someone who just played it on you, you got to pick up 4.
exactly. Yeah.
I mean, if you're playing a friendly game of poker, you have to make sure it stays a friendly game. Because if there's people who are going to get, upset.
One of them was used to playing like with a house rule with his cousins or something, and then the other guy had been playing a bunch of like online, like like early 2000s poker, and so one of them wanted to use the rules that we normally use, and then it was just like, and after listening to that for half an hour or so, I just lost my temper, and then I never played poker again. Yeah. Also, any game of skill or any game of chance, I never win. Like I don't know that I ever had a winning hand the whole time we played. It wasn't much fun for me anyways. I don't even remember what kind of poker we were playing either, honestly. What are you doing, man?
Trying to pull a second pair. There we go. There we go. Shit, no club though. Doesn't matter.
It's free malt.
Mm-hmm. We do love free malt. Boom.
Got him. That's pretty good.
Yeah, for what I'm already working on. Yeah, it's really good, actually.
I don't know. Have you guys been playing anything else?
I have played a probably unhealthy amount of Oxygen Not Included the last couple of weeks.
Don't think we haven't noticed that, Mike.
It's a city builder, basically. It's like you got a space colony that accidentally wound up underground, and you got to try and keep everyone alive and breathing and drinking and
find dirt.
Find dirt, yeah.
Yes.
You try to make food for them, and then you fail to make good food for them, so you got to find some dirt so that they can eat gross micro protein bars. And then you run out of dirt, and everybody dies. And that's how it goes when you play Oxygen Not Included. It's just like this super duper hyper granular game that's continually keeping track of like what the atmospheric composition is in every tile in your base, and like what the temperature is doing, and like will the plants grow or not grow, and they each have their own sets of conditions, and are your people getting sick, you know, like where are the germs at, are they spreading contamination? Like it's a lot.
Sounds like a lot.
And it has the uniquely kind of frustrating but also very funny property of you don't really, it's not like Warcraft where you pick a guy and say go and make this thing, right? You mostly just sit there and sketch out what you want to happen, and then based on the priorities that you set for your people, they will do kind of what they think is the right thing at any given time, which means that you can be like, no, I need you guys to do this, and everyone was like, yeah, but I need to be over here doing this totally unimportant thing you told me to do like 20 hours ago. So it's kind of like being a very ineffective middle manager, except that if you fail, everybody dies.
Right.
Will this motivate you to get at your job? And if you die in the game, you die in real life. So.
Sounds
if you die in anyway,
ominous.
when your characters die in the game, I guess they die in their real life. What I find really funny about the game is that your characters they're not people, they're duplicates. What that means is that the people who were 3D printed by this kind of fancy portal that your base is built around. And like every couple of days, the portal lights up and is like, hey, would you like to print somebody? And then you can like select one of 3 people and you can kind of bring them into the world. And they all start as kind of like happy idiots, basically. And as they do stuff, they earn skill points and they can unlock new abilities. But the more abilities they unlock, like it's like the more sophisticated they get. And then eventually they're no longer happy eating like slime bars and sleeping on the floor in like a cold room.
What the fuck?
They want to have, and so you had to start making them happy by giving them like things to do and making the decor nice. You know, putting up art, painting, sculptures. I have like a massage parlor that they can go to. I have like a jukebox robot that'll play music, and they have little dance parties sometimes.
More about this massage parlor.
Well, there's a table, and the table has 2 robot.
I like where this is going.
2 robot hands that basically just go up and down and chop the back of the person who lies on the table.
Okay.
It's very sophisticated.
Sounds relaxing.
It sounds good.
Makes them happy.
That's true.
And I had a nice thing going where I was cultivating mushrooms to feed my people. You cultivate the mushrooms, and then you can get someone to fry them up and make them more tasty. And then they need carbon dioxide to grow, and then all the carbon dioxide wound up kind of drifting lower down because it's heavy. And now they're in oxygen, and they won't grow anymore.
I don't know, you guys. I looked at the list of stuff that came out of the Nintendo Indie thing today, but I didn't really. Aside from one thing that I'm very excited for, I didn't really see anything else.
I didn't play the first one of those, so I'm not that excited about it. But it looks interesting at least. And then the Ninja Turtles roguelike thing looked fun to me. But that was it for me, really, because there wasn't anything else that grabbed me, honestly.
But SteamWorld Heist 2. Let's
I
fucking
hope
go.
It's good. I hope it's gonna be good.
Me too.
I'm a little unsure about that studio, right? Because weren't they acquired and then?
Yeah, I don't. Is it the main SteamWorld people that are making this, or? I guess I
have
should
no
have looked.
idea because
I didn't
they've
look.
had many different games on the go. There was this one where you're a bounty hunter. There was the city builder that just came out recently.
Yeah,
So
I
I
played the
don't know.
demo of that and did not like it. I also really didn't like they had that card based like fantasy RPG
Oh, that
game
game
that
was
came
very
out.
boring.
That was very boring. Yeah.
I think the problem is that's a great game to play if you haven't played a bunch of deck builders. It's kind of like a good intro, one of those.
Yeah.
But if you have, it's just drudgery.
Yeah. It was tough.
Yeah, I didn't finish that game.
Which was a shame because SteamWorld Dig 2 I think is like a really great Metroidvania style game. And SteamWorld Heist was I thought a really inventive 2D like
Like a 2D
tactical
XCOM.
game. Yeah. It's really
Yeah, I
fun.
love
So
it.
I'm hoping that this is like the jump from, because if this is like the jump from SteamWorld Dig 1 to SteamWorld Dig 2, that'd be very exciting. Like that's
That
a
would
potential
be.
like favorite game of the year kind of a thing. But
Don't get my
I don't
hopes
know
up
how-
too high, man.
yeah, I know, but still,
Killing me here.
could be. Could be that.
It could be.
But it
What
probably
was the name of that company before? It was Image and Form.
yeah, something like that. So yeah, I guess their track record's been really spotty lately. But yeah, I mean, everything else. There was some other like cool looking stuff, but I don't know if that's stuff that.
Was this the same thing that had that Prince of Persia roguelike?
That was announced like a couple of weeks ago.
That
I
was during
think.
the Triple I thing last week.
A couple of weeks
Wasn't
at
it?
this point?
Yeah,
I thought
at least
that
it was at least last week, if not the week
Yeah, it was. I
before.
think it was last week. That wasn't the Triple I thing last. Yeah, it was the
I don't know.
April 10th. It was right after you left.
I was I
yeah,
was
you're right.
like traveling around last week, so. But I thought we knew about that Prince of Persia thing before that, but
Maybe we did. I don't know.
I don't know. That looks okay, I guess.
Well, maybe. I'm curious about it.
Yeah.
It's weird because that's another one that's like, because like there's the team that made Dead Cells, right, and then that team kind of split into the people that wanted to keep making Dead Cells and the people that wanted to make something
They
else,
didn't.
right? And so the team that kept making Dead Cells is making that, and then the team that didn't want to keep making Dead Cells is making that like 3-player.
Was it Wind
Uh,
Blown or the one?
I don't know. It's another like overhead like Hades kind of thing that's multiplayer that I have forgotten the name of already.
I thought it was
Yeah,
like
same.
Wind Blown or something.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. Yeah, but I mean that looked good too. So I don't know.
I have a really hard time with an isometric game judging it without playing it.
Yeah,
Like that Turtles game, like, is it going to be good? It's going to depend a lot on how
Mhm.
it controls, right? If it's
yeah.
if it's really mushy and boring to play, then and if it's fun to play, then great.
And also how good the upgrades and things are.
Yeah, did that really let you build out a character, or is it going to be one of two flavors of turtle? And
Yeah. How ridiculous does it get is really the thing, because that was what's so great about Hades and
Did you guys click to try and get into the Hades 2 thing?
no, I think I can. I think I'm just happy.
I'll
to
wait till it's
until
out. But
at
I will
least in
get it when
early
it-
access.
yeah, when it goes into early access, I'll play it and check it out probably.
Not a super high priority for me. I mean, I'm not the Hades guy. I think Hades is a very fine game, but I'm not like the guy who's hyper excited about it.
That's okay. You don't have to be.
I'm pretty excited about it. I mean, Hades
Yeah,
was like
I'm pretty excited.
one of my top 3 games that year. Or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
same.
Yeah, I don't know what else in terms of like upcoming games I'm interested in. In terms of recent stuff, I'm almost kind of tempted to finally try. Finally, to try out Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth because I've heard so much good stuff about it.
I tried the last turn-based one, and it has the exact same problem that the other like Yakuza games do, and that there's so much combat and it's so boring that I just can't deal with it after. Like the writing is really good and all the goofiness is great, but the I don't know. I've tried a few times with Yakuza. I mean, I had the original Yakuza PlayStation 2 and didn't finish it because it just like you just spend a lot of time pushing X button to punch guys.
Square, triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but one of them has the four pillars of all Japan in it as like a cameo thing, and you get to. Do you get to fight Okada? Like you can play as like Misawa and fight Okada or something really
yeah, that
weird
stuff's
like
all
that.
great, except the combat's
except the
fucking
combat's
boring
not
as shit.
right. Not
And
good.
also that's like they're like 100-hour long games, and like half of them is just doing boring combat.
This is true. They are huge games.
And
This
so
one
like the
apparently
one,
has a whole Animal Crossing inside of it.
yeah, like there's lots of cool stuff. Like I said, this one seems like maybe there's a little less of that, and also maybe the combat's a little bit more interesting, but I don't know.
I have been
should
training
definitely
up
give it
my
a shot, though.
tolerance. I've been training up my tolerance for random battles again because me and the kid have been playing through Final Fantasy 3, which is what I'm going to call 6.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you playing it
uh,
on a genuine Super NES cartridge that says Final Fantasy 3?
I'm playing it on my Super NT using a rip of my genuine Super Nintendo cartridge. So does that count?
Fair enough. Yeah, that
It
counts.
says 3 on the title screen, and it comes from a
No, I
cartridge
mean
that has a 3
it counts
sticker.
as you playing Final Fantasy 6, but doesn't. It's not. It's fine. It's good.
It'll always be 3 to me.
Are you enjoying it?
I fucking love that game.
Okay.
I love that game so much. Like, I understand if you point at Chrono Trigger and you're like, "This is the best JRPG ever made," I get it. I totally get it. But mine is Final Fantasy 3.
Yeah. I mean that game's cool. It's got all
It
kinds of shit in it.
All kinds of what?
I said it's got all kinds of crazy shit in it,
Yeah,
and
got
it's not
tons of
as
cool stuff.
like
Definitely
badly
does.
translated as 2.
I mean, it's
Wait,
well,
no,
it's the
light
translation
years
is
beyond
good.
it.
Yeah, that was the first Ted Woolsey translation, wasn't it? It's Final Fantasy 6/3.
So we played 4 and 6, or 2 and 3, the Super Nintendo versions, back to back.
Oh
And the
god,
translation for 2 is abysmal.
you spoony
Yeah.
bard.
Well, that part's like the best part in the whole game.
Right. The rest of it is like it's borderline incomprehensible.
Yeah,
Yeah. There are whole chunks where you're just like, I do not understand what you just meant to say.
which is
Final
funny because
Fantasy
7
3
went back to that after 3 did a good job, and then 7.
Well, it's because they got rid of Ted Woolsey.
Well, that's true.
3 is like 90% excellent, and then there's a couple clunkers here and there where you have to assume he didn't have like the context of what was being said by who, so he just kind of translated it straight up. But it has personality. The characters actually have identifiable personalities. It's fun. It's great. Yeah. And yeah, that game does have all kinds of crazy shit in it. Just like tons of weird items and like relics and things you can equip on your party to change what they do.
One of your characters has a chainsaw and a Jason mask.
Yeah.
'Cause why not? Yeah.
New characters, Sasquatch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
When your characters like paints enemies.
Oh, by the way, sketch bug. I hit the sketch bug the first time I tried to sketch an enemy in a battle, and it corrupted everything on screen. Gradually
Cool.
got worse and worse and worse, and so then I stopped. Because the problem with the sketch bug is that if you save, it can mess. Like your save stays corrupted,
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
right? And that can be good because sometimes it corrupts it in a way that gives you like 85 of the best sword in the game. It's like literally impossible to get, more or less. But it can also just completely fuck up your cartridge, right, or all your save data.
Yeah.
So we started the game over, and then it happened again, and it happened again, and it happened again. I'm like, I'm not even asking Realm to sketch what's going on. I finally realized what was happening is I was in a place where there are enemies that were confusing her, and when she was confused, she was trying to sketch, and so like we hit the bug like 4 or 5 times. And I was starting to think that my save was completely screwed, which is not a great feeling after 25 hours of play. But
Wow. That's intense.
thankfully, in the end, it seems to be fun. Also,
I don't know,
you
how
can
far
get
is 25 hours? Is that, have you, has
farther
the
than I
world been ruined?
expected. Yeah, I would say I'm like over halfway through the World of Ruin at
Yeah.
this point.
That game's not too bad in terms of length. It's like a 50-ish, right? Unless you try and
Oh,
do
it's going
everything.
to be like 35 probably by the time I'm done.
What?
Final Fantasy 6/3/the good one.
Yeah, that game's good.
Yeah.
Here
super
comes
good.
trouble.
Time to crack open a cold one with the boys.
All right, I'm waiting to hear
Did
the
that
sound.
work? Did you hear it?
A little. I heard like a.
Oh, I thought you made
okay.
that sound with your mouth.
No, I literally opened root beer. It is a cold one, and you are the boys, so like
It's
Uh-huh.
true. It's correct.
Is it cold?
Is
it's
it
in my
one?
refrigerator, so yeah.
Okay. Is your refrigerator running?
Better go out and catch it.
You want
Got
me to catch your refrigerator? I don't think so, pal.
Oh, Eric knows that one, but not
I
mine.
get paid good money for that.
I mean, I'll pay you, dude. You're doing me a service. Like, thank you. Appreciate it. I'm not just gonna.
I mean, I got the wordplay, Mike. I thought it was a reference to something, and then I looked it up, and it's just like some wordplay that's just been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spill
cool.
soda already.
Anyways,
Anyway, good job,
Good
guys.
job.
yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely more of a Chrono Trigger person, just because of the
Same.
variety but
I mean,
I get it. I
why
understand
not?
what
can't fuck with it.
I understand why
Those are the
people
two
like
best.
Chrono Trigger.
Those are 1 and 1A as far as the Super Nintendo RPGs go.
Or maybe any RPGs.
So
I
I mean,
depends.
maybe.
Depends on if you're talking about JRPGs or like other RPGs. 'cause
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no,
Different
I mean
difference.
more the RPG style.
I mean,
Okay, then yeah.
either one of those. I mean, they're still in the conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
Gene Hackman is
Sure.
there.
But you do have to open
Uh-huh.
open up some other considerations if you're considering all RPGs. At which point, yeah, some of the Western style ones.
I mean, I feel like a Western style one. It doesn't. It's like a apples to oranges thing almost.
Baldur's Gate 2 is pretty good. That's all I'm saying.
Two is quite good. So is 3.
I
So
say
is
Baldur's
Planescape
Gate 3
Torment,
is
So
also-
is Pillars of Eternity. So is. I don't
I'm
know,
not sure Baldur's
Skyrim,
Gate
so
3
is
belongs in this
Morrowind.
discussion exactly, but pretty
I
good,
do
yeah.
like it a lot. I mean, either way, it's good, and I'm sure you can see why someone would like it.
Yeah, but
Oh.
I mean,
Fuck!
we're talking
God damn it.
Joe.
That fucking stupid boss blind that deactivates a Joker. You're gonna have the perfect lineup of Jokers, and if there's this motherfucker just knocking them out, it doesn't really matter.
I got a perfect lineup of jokers right here on Discord.
Ah.
Oh, he got us.
So what's next, Mike? After Final Fantasy 6? You gonna like Lufia 2, Rise of
I
the
think that
Sinistrals,
The thing is, I
Lagoon?
think my son saw that like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth came out, and that's why all of a sudden he was kind of interested in this game. And so I'm like, I don't know, like, are we gonna play Final Fantasy VII?
Oh, I mean,
Or
isn't there like a better
remake?
translation of that in the Steam version? Isn't there like or maybe like a fan
Maybe.
translation? I think.
I could always
Or
patch a
something.
fan translation of the PlayStation version and play it on
Yeah,
the
you can do
mystery.
that.
I don't know. I
I
don't
think.
know.
I mean, I'm just saying. I think there is a way to play that to make it like coherent. You know.
I'm not excited to get into Rebirth. I gotta say,
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of inevitable that I'm gonna play it at some point, but it sounds kind of like work.
Yeah.
I like
But
it, but you
the
gotta be willing to
change
accept
the
the
change
game on
in
its own
style
terms.
is not something I'm interested in. That's just not a style of game that I like.
There's still
So-
some good shit in there, but there's just a lot of shit in there.
Yeah.
There's just stuff, and you're like, this isn't bad, but it isn't good, but it is here.
Yeah, see, that's I don't want a game with a lot of fucking cruft in it, you know.
That's legit.
That was what was so good about the first one.
Yeah,
Is
there
that
is
it was
definitely like
only
a
like it was only like
hypothetical-
40% cruft.
I was gonna say there's still a pretty hefty amount of
There's-
corrupt in the
Yeah,
first game.
but you could still like like it's not unreasonable to just play that game for like 40 hours and finish it and see all the good stuff.
Yes, but it would have been an even better game if it had been 25 hours long.
Yes, that's the Chrono Trigger rule of JRPGs.
So take those two numbers and then
add them together and then double it. And that's why I don't know that I
think,
necessarily that
adding
it's
80 is a real maybe 60 to 80 we'll give a window and add it to those numbers you just threw out, and that's
right.
Rebirth.
And that's why I'm not sure if I'm going to play that game.
Yeah.
Fortunately, Dragon's Dogma 2 came out. I can just do that instead. Fine.
I got this stable of games going on where it's like, I want to play an RPG. It's like Dragon's Dogma or Rebirth. It's like, cool. That's like, I want to shoot stuff. It's like Helldivers or Apex. It's like, cool.
Yeah.
I got, the world is my oyster. I'm lousy with games.
You're lousy, all right.
You are infested with games. It's true.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, I think you should play. I don't know.
Star Ocean 2.
All right,
Star Ocean's
Eric. I'm
an
kind
interesting one.
of don't really have anything on the. I mean, I'm just kind of sinking time into Oxygen Not Included, but
You download a fan translation of Bahamut Lagoon. Go to town. Terranigma.
Terranigma.
I never liked Terra Enigma that much. When I tried
Yeah,
it.
Illusion of Gaia is better.
I don't know if it's
Oh,
better,
sure.
but I like it more.
I think
Makes
it's
any
better.
sense.
You could play Secret of Mana. You guys could do a multiplayer.
Yeah, we could. That game, I love that game. It is a mess.
It's very
Yeah, it's not
slow.
very good.
Also, it's like when I've gone back to it, I kind of forget how slow it is with the having to wait for your attacks to charge up and stuff.
Hmm. It's super charming. It's gorgeous. The music is incredible. I think still my favorite soundtrack on the Super Nintendo.
Sure.
But the game is way long and like it's just filled with endless patterned dungeons. It doesn't make any sense. Like the story is, it's all janked up from when they chopped a bunch of bits out. Not quite the compelling package of Chrono Trigger or Final Fantasy VI, where it's like, hey, this is going to be good basically from start to finish.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, play Final Fantasy V, the secret best Final Fantasy.
I mean, I've played it a couple
I don't
times.
even believe that, but I like that game a lot.
I think it's all right. It's I think the problem is we got Final Fantasy Tactics first, and so the job system doesn't quite live up to the Final Fantasy Tactics level of flexibility. You can do more cool stuff in FFT. Guess it's time to play FFT. All right, son, sit down.
Sure.
Time to learn about killing God.
I was gonna say, time to learn about punching, teleporting ninjas.
But Daddy, I don't want you. Want to? Oh, sorry, that's
Oh,
me.
oh.
Daddy,
uh,
Daddy, I don't want to. Blame yourself or
Or
God.
God.
There you go.
There we go.
have you played Alundra, Mike?
Oh, is that one of those weird Genesis ones?
No, that's
No,
a
it's
PlayStation
PlayStation.
action RPG or action adventure game. I'll say because action RPG implies Diablo, but it's more like you. It's like you run around and you go into people's dreams, and there's some. It's pretty cool. It's not super duper long, and it's like good PlayStation sprite artwork.
Yes.
Oh, Sprite.
There's a
Okay.
second one that
Yeah.
I feel is not really held in as high regard, though.
That's because it's not as good.
Right.
Also, I think does that one move to polygons? Am I remembering that
That
correctly?
I'm not sure about.
Which isn't. I mean, you could have a Brave Fencer Musashi or Threads of Fate, but Alundra 2 is not as good.
Play Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter.
There you go. That game's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, I tried to get
I feel like
into
that's
that.
not as whimsical as
It's 0% whimsical.
yeah.
Your underground facility.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played maybe 5. I was hoping to get into it because I really like the weird thing in like Dead Rising where you play like half the game, you fail, you start over, you got bonuses, you're stronger. Like I think that's cool, but I never even got that far in Dragon Quarter. It's just like, oh,
Yeah.
this
I
is-
played a
this is
bunch of it,
bleak.
but I never finished it because it's just kind of a lot of those PlayStation RPGs and PlayStation 2 RPGs. The writing is just super duper fucking dry, and it's like hard to spend 50 hours playing a game that is boring to read.
Yep.
Just read a plot synopsis on like Wikipedia and skip all the dialogue.
Yeah, but then you're just doing the JRPG mechanics, which are also tend to be
Right.
kind of slow and boring in that era.
I think I'm gonna end the stream. I had a really good run that we didn't finish, and then I just lost like 3 in a row in the first ante. So I think that's the universe telling me something.
Balatro.
Yeah. So thanks everyone for hanging out and watching. We'll be back next week with something else.
Probably Helldivers.
Probably.